Welcome to Sugar Coated Murder Podcast, a brilliant true crime podcast hosted by two zany sisters, all while baking up delicious treats in their kitchen. Here are your podcast hosts, Karen Devaney and Ann Varner.
That's it. We're recording.
Here we are.
Time to go.
Oh, man.
Oh, I gotta.
It's okay because I just shut this and I really truly had it marked and now I don't know.
It's all right. I forgot to silence my phone. So,
Dear.
let me just. Maybe we weren't ready after all. Maybe we just were not ready after all. Okay.
Well, welcome to Sugar Coated Murder Podcast,
Yes.
where we talk about baking and
Murder.
true crime murder.
True crime murder.
True crime. True crime.
True crime. Yes.
It's baking and true crime.
True crime.
Thanks for coming back, guys. Thanks for sticking it out with us.
Yeah.
We're still freaking here. It's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. And what a week. It has been quite the week.
It has been a week. Well, last week, not this past week, but last week, me and my husband and my two children, we went to Boston for a very long, like a half week. We did a Wednesday to Sunday and had a blast. But this week, I'm just recovering.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And there are parts of my body that have been hurting all week.
Oh, my.
So today it's gotten a little bit better. I woke up with a lot less aches and pains this morning, so that was a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good news. It was a good news.
It was a good news.
A good news was had by all.
Yes. Oh, and I had really good news too. This week, there was an update to a case that we covered earlier this year. I think it was this year.
I think so too. If it wasn't this year, it was late in 2025.
Yeah. We covered the disappearance of Gail McCaffrey out of West Ashley, South Carolina. And her husband has long been suspected of murdering her and hiding her body. Excuse me. Well, this week in Manteo, North Carolina, they arrested Mr. McCaffrey for a cold case crime that happened in New Jersey in 1990, where they have his DNA at the crime scene.
Whoops.
Yep.
You left something behind, buddy.
Yes. And evidently he told a friend somewhere or a confidant somewhere along the line that he had left something behind and he was trying to figure out a way to go back and get it, but he never could. So maybe it's the thing he thought he left behind that they found his DNA on. I don't know what it was. I don't want to know what it was, but
I don't either.
Hopefully once he goes in, he'll maybe make a deal. Maybe there'll be a deal on the table. And if he can lead them to Gail's body, her family can have some closure.
That sure would be nice.
That's huge. That is huge. I mean,
they'll have closure and answers.
Yes.
And the other people from this way back murder in New Jersey will also have answers. So, Mr. McCaffrey, cough up the answers.
Right.
It's very simple.
Yeah. Give your children the closure they deserve.
And not only that, but you did the crime. You're going to do the time. So make the best of it.
Right.
You know, be the stand-up guy that you probably never have been in your whole entire life.
Yeah. Sometimes they're just not capable. I'm not sure he's capable, but probably to save himself from a harsher charge, he could potentially give them
I wonder if New Jersey has a death penalty. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't either. And it may not be a death penalty case. It may not be, and it may not warrant. I don't know. I don't know all those stupid rules.
New Jersey might handle their death on the streets. I'm just saying.
Well, it sounds like they could, get the 5 families involved.
That's right. That's what I think.
There's 5 particular families that are in the New York, New Jersey area that you might call upon to get that trash cleaned up.
Exactly.
I hear that they have a lot of contacts in a lot of places, including jails.
Oh, yeah.
So perhaps they could just clean the streets up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was a really good news.
That's a great, I didn't even see that coming.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was like, what?
That was awesome. Yeah. Good.
So we need more of that. We need
For
more
sure.
of closure.
Yeah, we definitely do. And, I've been watching this terrible case out of Utah.
Oh, the
The
FedEx driver.
FedEx driver, that's been so rough. I can't I mean, I really have a hard time, so I have to turn it off sometimes, and I understand yesterday, it was really bad, and the family had to leave the courtroom,
Yeah.
and the jury was sobbing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they played some video of the little girl talking, asking questions in the truck.
so they
So,
played the video, and they played it all the way through, and he used sticky notes to cover up the camera, but being the dumbass that he is, didn't realize it also records audio.
yeah.
And so, unfortunately, the jury and the people left in the courtroom had to listen to that girl being murdered
Yeah.
and screaming for her life, and he was hurting her, and, I mean, if this is not a death penalty case, I don't know what is. I
Neither.
really hope that the jury does the right thing. This poor family is broken,
Yeah.
just broken, and I don't blame them.
No.
She was 7.
Yeah.
It's just horrible, so, been watching that case, and I'm ready for it to be done. It's not even it's just a sentencing trial. It's not I mean, he's already
Because he confessed.
confessed.
Yeah, well, yeah, because
So now they have
kinda
to
got
figure out
forced into that one because he tried to commit suicide in his cell, and when he did that, he left behind letters.
Oh, yeah.
One of the letters was to her parents confessing what he had done, and then he didn't
but he didn't confess to everything.
he didn't confess to everything, but enough that
I mean, it made him guilty. He confessed to killing her.
yes, in
Yeah.
the letter, and then he lived. So,
Yeah, oops. Well, I mean, he's not the brightest bulb.
no.
He's not the brightest bulb. He's a horrible piece of trash.
Yeah.
He's not even human. And so I don't know how long it takes Utah to put their people to death, but
I'm hoping immediate.
well, it's not immediate because Lori Vallow got the death penalty in Utah and she still lives.
I know, but, yeah, they've gotta go through the appeal process
Yeah.
and
But
it's
hopefully this jury will come back and say, yeah, he needs to be on the extermination list.
yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I was inspired by your reading
Oh,
a couple of episodes ago. So I decided I was gonna read an excerpt out of our book. Mhm. Deadly Route. It's
yes.
available on Amazon. Please buy it and read it and support us
Yes.
and leave us a rating, a review. All of that stuff helps us. Even if you just do a thumbs up, it all helps us with visibility of the book. And this book, for whatever reason, is not getting the same of visibility as the first book, which I'm shocked because usually it would be like, if this book, because you read this book, you might be interested in this book. I don't think we're getting that kind of visibility.
Right.
So we do need to do some due diligence and maybe go into our SEO stuff on KDP and see if we can drum up
We
some
know
better
what
words.
SEO
Oh,
stuff means, so
search engine optimization.
oh, there
So
you
you use keywords that get searched a lot.
okay.
But at the same time, we could use some help from our listeners, our loyal listeners.
Yeah.
So we would really appreciate people buying the book. So again, Deadly Route. It's our second book
It is.
from our Say My Name series. And this one is another one that we know a lot about because we knew the murderer.
I don't know how that keeps happening,
Crazy. But
but
if I had to know somebody in that pair of murderer versus victim, I'd rather know the murderer because I don't want the victim to be somebody I know.
right, I guess that's a good point.
So,
Good point.
but anyway,
So, let's take a quick pause before you start, because I just remembered I left my murder on the table.
you left your murder on the table. How do you even do that? You never know.
What do you mean you never know?
I'm the editor.
You're editing that out. There
Of
will
you
be
crawling through
yeah,
my crawl.
there will be hell to pay.
Ooh. Hmm. Okay. All right. So I'm going to read real quick from this
Okay.
little
Oh, I
book.
can't wait.
This book this chapter is a chapter about Georgia, who is one of the main characters of the book. It's written from her point of view. June nights in Virginia are my favorites. How the air softens just enough to make the world feel gentle again. Then the The humidity. I do it all the time. The humidity of the day breaks, and the mating dance of lightning bugs charms us. They flicker in the dusk like whispers of magic, glowing softly in the trees, flirting with the stars as they dance in search of the perfect mate. Mac built the sweetest covered patio in our backyard. The strung lights and my grandparents' old metal patio chairs set a tranquil scene. Mac stacked old barn planks on top of barrels for a makeshift dining table. The setup is simple, but I love our secluded respite from the world. None of it matches, but every piece has an endearing story. He and his dad fashioned a charcoal grill from an old metal beer keg. Mac is the grill master of the house, and I am happy to be his sous chef. I love relaxing outdoors while the colors of the sunset envelop us and reflect of the plates of our late dinners. I mostly love watching Mac in his element, focused, relaxed, barefoot in the grass, and in charge. Our boombox plays in the kitchen window, providing our favorite tunes. Between the lightning bugs, the music, the sweet scent of summer, and watching my husband master the grill, I am on a natural high. We enjoy entertaining friends and family on our little patio. On this particular June night, Mac's cousin Jeff and his wife Sue join us for dinner and cards. Mac's steaks are searing on the grill. I've made a salad, and Sue brought a summer squash casserole. I'm serving Mama's chocolate cake for dessert.
My mouth just watered a little.
Jeff and Mac crack open a couple of beers while Sue and I sip on wine spritzers. I tease Mac for his choice of music. Tonight he chooses country, although his usual preference is Southern rock. He claims he's trying to change the atmosphere. Despite my ribbing, I find myself accompanying Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson, and Merle Haggard as they serenade us with slow songs across the dark backyard. Their voices mix with the melodious tunes and paint the night with sounds of our emotions. Dinner is delicious and the conversation is light. Our laughter echoes across the neighborhood as we raise our glasses in homage to Mama's chocolate cake. After dinner, a serious game of Uno commences. Mac elects Sue to be the scorekeeper, declaring I cannot be trusted. Being super competitive, I challenge Mac to a side bet between the two of us. Whoever loses at Uno will clean the patio and kitchen. Mac assumes he's going to win for sure, but in the last hand, I crush him. We laugh as Sue and I break into our famous drunken victory dance. Mac chortles as he pulls me onto his lap and kisses me hard. Jeff and Sue giggle, taking their cue to leave. We say our goodbyes, and Mac and I settle back onto the patio loungers. This night has been perfect. A million stars paint the sky while Willie Nelson sings Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground, and the crickets and frogs provide backup melody. Somewhere in the distance, an owl screeches. Mockingly, Mac declares the distant owl is what my voice sounds like whenever I scold him. I pretend to be mad, but I can't hide it very long. In a moment's notice, we're up and dancing under the patio lights. We feel like the only two people in the world. Mac's strong arms envelop me, and I drink in the scent of his musk. Every note of music enchants me to fall deeper in love with my husband. Mac leans in close and whispers in my ear, I'm ready to talk babies. I snicker, making one or having one? In his best Barry White impression, he purrs, both, m'lady. Mac scoops me into his arm and carries me into the house, laying me on our bed. The owl screeches again, and I speculate if the bird is trying to get my attention. I must have imagined it whispering my name as if to warn me of some mysterious danger lurking in the darkness. I'm easily distracted by the romantic moves my husband is putting on me. The pale moonlight dances across our naked skin as we drift asleep blissfully wrapped in each other's arms, breath and body aligned, stitched together with our simultaneous heartbeats. The following morning, I leave for work. Mac is cleaning the remnants of our party the night before. Seeing him shirtless, barefoot, in a pair of his work jeans, his hair wet from a recent shower, makes me want to entice him back inside into bed. Instead, I kiss him long and slow and let my hands linger on his chest, letting him know he's an exceptional housewife. We laugh, kiss more, and off I go to undertake my day. I already miss him and long to return home for another June night on our patio, another sanctuary beneath the stars, another chance to hold this kind of magic in my hands and never let go.
Wow, who wrote that? That is exceptional.
Is it? Is it award worthy?
Award worthy.
Only time will tell.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, again, that is Deadly Route. It is on sale at the Amazon. So please buy it today, and you won't be sorry, and we'll be so happy.
We'll be so happy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Okay.
All right, one more thing I thought that we could cover, because anytime we find something out there that's kind of cool and we think might be worthy of
Yeah.
our listeners to know about, we do like to share. So this week I discovered a fantastic tool for those of us that are getting older and have children, or those of us that have aging parents
Mm.
and we don't know all there is to know about anything. And it's not an easy process to go through. And it's not going to be easy for people to do this, but I encourage you, and I give to my sister
Ah, I love
one of
these.
these as well. And this is a book called Whoops, I'm Dead Now What?
That's right.
I got it from Amazon. It was like, I don't know, maybe $16, but it goes step by step,
Yeah.
page by page, where you write down all of your medical information, your contacts, what
Yeah.
you do when you pass away, where are all of your important documents, your financial, like how do we get into your bank account? What's your bank account number? Do you have CDs somewhere that your kids need to know about? Because they're not going to know any of that stuff when you pass away. Why
No.
not just take the time and write it down? I so wish my parents had done this, because they're both, I mean, my mom and my stepdad are both still living, but they're both getting older, and it's important to know these things. And I don't know all of this information about them, and I need to know all of this information, because
Absolutely.
when they pass away, what am I supposed to do? Like,
Yeah.
it-
Well, maybe
Go ahead.
you could get a book and take it over to them and try to write some stuff down.
Oh yeah, I've already done that.
Okay.
So now I'm just saying, now that I'm going through that with parents that are older, I see the importance of having something like
Yeah.
this for my son, so that when I pass away, and again, it's not an easy thing to do, I'm sure, for a lot of people. For me, I want knowledge is power, and I want my child to have all the information he needs, because it will be a difficult time for him
Yeah, that's what I was
he
gonna
passes
say.
away.
It's difficult when somebody is transitioning and into the afterlife, and the people that are left behind are absolutely crushed and devastated and sad and wounded and all the other words that I can't think of right now, but you don't know. You just don't know anything.
Yeah,
Like, you literally, and even if you did know it 2 weeks ago, suddenly you don't know it
right.
because all these emotions have taken over.
Sure.
And so it's really great to, yes, to absolutely write it down and then store it somewhere that it's safe.
Keep it in your important papers,
Yeah,
wherever you keep those
wherever,
important
yeah, if you have
papers.
a fireproof, waterproof safe, if you have a gun safe, I don't care what it is. If you have a money safe,
Just
put it
something,
somewhere that
yeah.
that
And
it won't
kids
get
know
lost.
I've got it all organized for you,
Yeah, I think they would
because
appreciate it.
my child wouldn't know whether or not I had life insurance through work.
No,
He
and how to
and how to
access it.
get it,
And
right,
he might go, "Well, I know she had life insurance through work, but I have no idea how to
right,
get to it." Like, they don't know the numbers to call and any of
exactly,
that. So, yeah,
exactly.
this is wonderful. I'm gonna start working on this.
Yes, please promise me that you will.
I shall.
Okay,
I shall.
all right, enough of that stuff, but, I can think of several friends and family members that need to invest in this type of a situation, where everything is all laid out and planned and all the information is there for your children to pick up and go. Don't assume your kids know, because you may have had a conversation with them, but it probably just went right out of their head.
And I think there are more than just this one. There's lots of them on.
Oh, there's like a
So,
whole variety.
yeah, I mean, there's like a whole bunch of different ones that you can choose from. So that's kind of nice. You can go and find the one that works for you or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know what you would call this, like a death journal. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Whatever it is. Thank you, sugar.
You're welcome. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
it's a planner. It's a death planner.
Death planner.
Yeah. So
I'm going to let you
all good
take
news.
care of that. Yeah.
All good
Those are
news
the things.
today.
So we've got an excerpt from the book. We're going to now plan for our death.
Yeah.
Not that we're saying it's going to happen any soon, but we don't have any control of it. So it's
No.
better to be organized about it.
Yeah.
We've talked about the McCaffrey case. What else? Is there anything else we need to cover? Oh, are you baking today?
Yeah,
Ooh,
I am. It's exciting. What I'm baking, I'm going to call these Brown Butter KillaVanilla Wafers.
ooh, I love a vanilla wafer.
So I found a recipe for vanilla wafers
Mhm.
because we are trying to figure out ways to showcase our vanilla
Yes.
when we go to book fairs. And this is a great way to do it, except you know me, I can't just leave a recipe as is. So I took it and I made it my own and I tweaked it a little bit to make it our very own. But the
Good.
brown butter, what did I call it? Brown butter KillaVanilla Wafers.
Yes.
So that's what it's going to be. It's a very simple recipe. You can email us or message us on social media if you want the recipe. Hopefully it's going to taste good. I already made the dough. It's in the refrigerator. I'm going to take it out and ball it up.
Ooh, she gonna ball it.
So, and I'm going to do 3 different types so we can try them out. The first one is going to be just the plain cookie. And then one set I'm going to roll in confectioner sugar so it gets that crackled look. And the other one I'm going to just roll in castor sugar. So it'll give it a crunchy outer coat, but castor sugar is a really, really fine sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm hoping it'll give it just a little kick. But if not, if we like the plain ones, we can just figure out which ones we like the best.
Great.
Yeah, so it's almost like a test kitchen.
Oh my goodness.
I know, look at us. So, we're gonna pause
Okay.
because I'm the editor, and and I'm gonna go into the kitchen, and I'm hoping that you're gonna tell me a story.
Get to cooking.
Oh,
I
get
am. I'm
cooking.
gonna tell you a story. I'm gonna
Okay.
tell you a story, and you're gonna be like, "What?"
All right, please hold. Here I am. All right, go, girl.
All right. In the early 1980s, life was finally starting to feel whole again for 60-year-old Jane Alexander. For years, she had been living under a cloud of grief after losing her husband Al to a sudden heart attack in 1977. His death had shaken her to the core. Al wasn't just her partner, he was her stability, her protector, and the person she imagined growing old with. Losing him left a silence in her life that felt impossible to fill. But time slowly began to soften that grief. Around 1980, Jane was beginning to come out of that depression. Financially, she was pretty secure. Al had been a banker, and he made sure that she was taken care of.
That's nice.
She was living in a beautiful home on a hill in Martin County, California, surrounded by views. And she was just good. Then she met Tom O'Donnell. Now, Tom had been a longtime family friend and somebody who Jane trusted. I think that Tom and Jane met through Al because Tom was like um, a financial planner or manager, that type of person. So, oh, excuse me, I hit something to the ground. Oh, it was our computer charger. So, fingers crossed it doesn't die.
Okay.
Anyway, Tom came in and helped guide Jane through some financial decisions, and he was so well trusted. Jane even connected him with an aunt of hers who he helped out with her financial planning as well. So Tom was very deeply embedded into the family. And Tom was very charming, very, very charming. Some would call him magnetic.
Wow.
He had a
Not magnetic.
He was magnetic, girl.
Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's very attractive.
He had a way of commanding a room and pulling people in with his stories. He talked about traveling the world, international business deals, moving diamonds out of Africa and selling them in Europe, hiding profits away in Swiss bank accounts for the people that were trying to sell the diamonds and get out of Africa alive.
Wow. That's intense.
His life really sounded like something out of a movie, very dangerous and glamorous and exciting. And
Yeah.
within just 2 months of dating, Jane said why don't you come move in to my house? Come on, move in. And then her house quickly became the house to go to. Like on the weekends, there were always friends gathered. There were always cocktail parties and long evenings of storytellings and antics. And Tom was the center of it all. He was the bartender, the bartender, the tale teller, and he captured anybody captivated. He was very captivating. Very captivating.
He was the tale teller?
Tale teller.
It's a tale teller.
He was a tale teller. Yep. At 61 years old, Jane felt like she had found love again.
Oh, that's very sweet for Jane.
Yes.
Good on you, Jane.
On October 23rd, 1983, Jane's world shifted again. She received a phone call from the police in San Jose. Her 88-year-old aunt, Gertrude McCabe, had been murdered.
Oh,
Gertrude. Gertrude had been, and remember, 88 years old. Jane and Tom lived, not too far. Gertrude had been, and remember, 88 years old, this woman that was murdered.
Oh my gosh.
She had been brutally attacked, bludgeoned with a blunt instrument, stabbed more than 24 times, suffocated with a pillow, and strangled with a bicycle chain and lock.
A bicycle chain.
Bicycle chain and lock.
That's not okay.
Yeah, the level of violence was staggering.
And it just makes you wonder, was that level of violence needed for how old?
88-year-old woman.
Come on,
It
guys.
seemed like a little bit of overkill.
Come on.
Yeah. Her home had been torn apart, but not in a way that really made sense to investigators. The drawers were open, the cabinets were open, belongings had been scattered, but there was jewelry, valuable jewelry in the house, cash in the house, and none of that had been touched. None of it had been taken.
So they're looking for something specific.
Yeah, seems like it. But what in the world would an 88-year-old woman have in her house that you would need to find? The only thing that was missing in her house was her checkbook register. What? Yes.
That's not what I was thinking. I was thinking like jewelry.
Yeah. So for the younger crowd,
Oh, yeah. Y'all might not know what this is.
you may not be familiar with the checkbook register, but for those of us, well, I don't even say those of us because I don't even use checks anymore. But back in the day, when we had checks and we would actually have to write a check to somebody to pay a bill or, pay for groceries, you would write your check and you would have this little white booklet that came with your checkbook. And you would write your debits and your credits in there. You would write down your deposits, and then you would write down your check number that you wrote, who you wrote it to, the date you wrote it, and the amount you wrote it for. So you always had a tally of your balance. And then you would take that check register when you got your bank statement from the bank, and you would compare the two to make sure what you had in your register matched what the bank had on file.
Oh, yeah. It was a process.
It was a process.
I mean, and it still is a process, and it's a process that everybody should learn.
Yeah.
Because it really teaches you literally the ins and outs of your checking account.
Yes. Now I think people do spreadsheets where they just keep track in their head.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's me. I don't write it down, but I do look at my bank account like multiple times a day to see what's cleared and
Me
what hadn't
too.
cleared. So everybody has their own tracking system, but I do think maybe the check registers of the 80s have fallen away.
Oh, yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah. Okay, so Jane was devastated, and weeks turned into months, and Jane became very frustrated because by the end of 1983, the police still had no suspects, they had no arrests, and they had no answers for Jane. And she's like, "What is happening? You can't just let this go. My 88-year-old aunt was beaten to death and strangled with a..."
Like, so violent.
Oh, right.
That's awful.
Right. And then less than a year later, things started to unravel again for poor Jane.
Oh, no, Jane.
On August 7th, 1984, Jane came home to her beautiful house and found a letter from Tom. It was 12 pages long.
Reap Tom.
Yes. Tom claimed that a past business deal had gone bad and that his former associates from the diamond trade, men who had been imprisoned, were now coming after him, thinking that he had turned them in and betrayed them.
Uh-oh.
And Tom said, I'm in danger and you're in danger. Tom. To Tom. Tom said,
Tom.
I'm in danger. I'm in danger. What's happening?
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger, Jane. Jane is danger.
Jane, there's danger. Jane's like, what?
Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
There's danger, Jane. Careful.
Now, Tom had already been in control of Jane's finances, and somehow he had convinced her to take out a $200,000 second mortgage on that home that they were living in, promising that he was to receive a multi-million-dollar trust. Earlier on the day...
Tom, he sounds a little shady, jady.
Little jady.
A little jady and dangerous.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes. So earlier on the day that he disappeared, he actually persuaded Jane to meet him at the bank and take $10,000 out of her bank account, half in cash and half as a cashier's check, claiming that he needed to settle some urgent matters. And
if you're selling things, it doesn't cost money to sell things. Oh, I thought you said sell. And I'm like, if you're the seller, you don't need the money, but he's got to settle some stuff. Sounds like he's got to settle some scores.
Got to settle some things. And Jane believed him because she had no reason to doubt.
Of course. She didn't know about the danger. All right. I'm getting ready to put these balls in.
Oh, those are beautiful balls.
Beautiful balls. We do balls right here on this.
We're really
we do balls right on this podcast.
Good at balls. Yes. So Jane thinks that Tom is in danger, and she was just so upset when she read this long note, and then she realized that when she looked at her bank account that she was broke. She was completely broke. Tom had drained her finances. She had never closed Al's credit card accounts.
Oh, no.
He had stolen all of Al's credit cards and maxed them out.
Oh, he is a shyster.
And he disappeared with all of her money.
Tom.
Yeah. Jane was left to face foreclosure and financial ruin, and Tom was just gone. But even then, Jane stood by him. She stood by her man. She said, I'm really worried about him. There must have been a good reason for this. About 5 months later, a second letter came. This time, Tom said he had reunited with the same men that he thought were coming after him, trying to kill him, and that he was going to go back into business with them.
What?
Right. And now for months.
This is the danger.
Yeah.
This is the danger he warned her about, and now he's going headlong into it.
Right. And for months, Jane's loved ones, her friends, her family, they all said, Tom, there's something's not right about this. He's not in danger. He's lying to you. He stole all of your money, and he's left you for nothing. There's something really, really dark and bad about Tom.
Yeah.
And with the second letter, Jane couldn't
deny it anymore.
Deny it, yeah.
There ain't no denying it, Jane.
So Jane got mad. She got real mad. And she filed a felony fraud report.
Good.
And
this is how you handle your business.
She turned her anger and her sadness into some power, because Jane wasn't just dealing with a con man. At this point, she was convinced that she had been living with a murderer. She felt like he had something to do with Aunt Gertrude's murder.
Oh, no.
But step one was finding Tom and getting him in jail any way she could. And that was with that fraud charge.
Fraud charge.
So Jane did some digging because she didn't feel like the police were really doing their job. And she started thinking about, okay, who does Tom know? Where do his friends live? And who's most likely to maybe hide him? So she tracked down some friends of his that lived in Vegas.
Oh,
and
Vegas.
She called them, and they were like, oh, no, we haven't heard from Tom in months. We have no idea where he could possibly be. And she thought, you're lying. So she told the police about it, and she pushed them, and she wouldn't leave the police alone.
Good.
Until they went and checked it out for themselves. And by golly, they got him.
No way, by golly.
Got him.
By golly.
By golly.
By golly.
Tom was convicted on 4 counts of felony fraud and sentenced to nearly 4 years in prison.
That's not a lot.
But Jane was not done.
Good for Jane.
Because remember, Jane is pissed.
Yeah,
She's very
as
mad.
she should be.
And even though police still hadn't proven that Tom murdered Gertrude, Jane refused to let it go. She stayed in constant contact with detectives. She kept pushing and asking questions and digging, and eventually that digging paid off. Jane uncovered 2 critical pieces of evidence.
2.
2.
Yeah.
The morning after Gertrude was murdered, Tom called relatives,
Not for relatives.
in
For
Montana,
relatives.
saying he could repay this debt that he owed them.
Oh, suddenly he's got the
Yes.
money.
He said Jane's aunt had died and Jane would be inheriting all of her money. That's the morning after Gertrude had died. Only problem was, at the time of the call, Gertrude's body hadn't been found yet.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Tom,
You've got a timing issue.
you're not bright, but you're also a murderer.
Then there was a conversation that Tom had with Jane's daughter-in-law. While discussing the murder, Tom described the details. Like when the daughter-in-law was like, Tom, what happened? Like,
Yeah.
what did they do to her? He described the details of Gertrude's murder scene, saying that Gertrude had been bludgeoned, stabbed, and I don't know if I know how to pronounce this word. Garroted.
Garroted?
Garroted.
Oh gosh, that is like so awful.
Garroted.
That is so awful.
Garroted. And that word really stuck out for Jane because not many people use that word.
No.
I will never get the pronunciation of that word wrong again. Garroted.
Well, you might. It's no big deal.
Garroted on the carotid. I will not get it wrong.
Garroted on the carotid. That's pretty close. Yeah.
Fact of the matter was, nobody had released that detail to the public. And it hadn't even been released to Jane. Uh-oh, Trout seems to be in the pantry. Get out of there.
Hello. Hello.
Come on, Trout. Out.
I'm here.
There's no good
Caught you.
There's no good things in the pantry.
Yeah, he's doing this with his paw.
I know. Listen, if you could just H it out.
Could you come out?
Oh my goodness.
He's out or something.
Naughty boy. Whatever it is, he can't have it.
Suddenly the floor doesn't bother him as much.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So now detectives they're like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe she's onto something here, right?
Finally.
So they re-examined Tom's alibi.
Mhm.
He claimed that when Gertrude was murdered, he had been in Burbank, California on business. And technically that was true. They were able to confirm he was in Burbank, California.
But how far is Burbank from Gertrude's house?
But there were some rental car records that told maybe a little bit of a different story.
Maybe some details. That someone might have left out of his story.
Right.
Maybe some holes as big as Swiss cheese holes.
Exactly.
In his story.
Tom had rented a car that day, but he had put 669 miles on it in just 24 hours.
Whoa, that's a lot of driving.
That is the exact round trip distance from Burbank, where he was, to Gertrude's home and back down to the mile.
Tom,
Like, stop at McDonald's or something on your way
like,
home.
go to a park. I mean, what are you doing? You're so
On
dumb.
your way home.
I gotta tell you, this guy, not bright.
No.
He thinks he is. I know he thinks he's the smartest diamond dealer this side of Africa, but it is not true. It is a falsehood.
Now, something else that came to light was after the crime scene had been processed and the house was returned,
Mhm.
Jane and Tom went into the house to start kind of going through everything. And while they were there, Tom told Jane that he found Gertrude's missing check register in a drawer.
Yeah, in his jeans pocket.
And when Jane passed that information along to police, they were like, well, that's impossible because we took pictures of every drawer and we knew the contents of every drawer in
Because
the house.
the cops are thorough and Tom is dumb.
That's right.
That's a good theme
The
for
check
this.
register had not been in any of the drawers in the house when they took the crime scene photos. So the only way it could have gotten there later was if somebody had put it there, and that somebody would have had to have been Tom.
Tom.
Finally, nearly a decade after the murder, investigators have enough information now to move forward. They prepared to charge Tom with first-degree murder, but of course, nothing is ever that simple.
No, it's not.
Tom had already been released after serving just 18 months on his fraud sentence for good behavior.
Because that's why I say 4 years is not enough, because they're not going to serve the 4 years.
No,
They're going to serve a fraction of that 4 years.
that's correct.
And that stuff chaps my cheeks. It chaps my cheeks every time.
He was gone. He was gone in the wind. But in March of 1992, authorities found him in Los Angeles County, California,
He
living
didn't go far.
with another wealthy woman in a multi-million-dollar home.
I hope she doesn't have an old aunt.
Yeah, same pattern, different victim. He was arrested, and the case finally went to trial in 1996.
Oh, gosh.
Jane took the stand as the lead witness for the prosecution,
Good for you, Jane.
and she told all of the information that she had, and she was very
She told
thorough.
it all because she knew it all.
That's right.
She had done her research.
That's
And
right.
the timer's going off on my cookies.
Yay! The case was entirely circumstantial, but it was powerful. After 3 days of deliberation, the jury found Tom guilty of first-degree murder. 13 years after Gertrude McCabe was killed, justice was finally served.
Wow.
Tom O'Donnell was sentenced to 25 years to life. He became eligible for parole in 2007, but denied.
Denied.
And in 2010, he died in prison.
Well, I don't feel bad about that.
Exactly where Jane fought to keep him.
Yeah.
But Jane's story doesn't end there,
Uh-oh.
because during all of this loss, betrayal, fight for justice, she did something extraordinary. And I just got chills. Extraordinary.
I can't wait to hear.
In 1994, Jane co-founded an organization called Citizens Against Homicide alongside her friend Jan Miller, whose daughter Veronica had been murdered in 1984.
Oh, wow.
Together, they created something they wished they had during their own darkest moments.
Oh,
An organization dedicated to helping families of homicide victims navigate the justice system.
wow.
They put up billboards for unsolved cases. They worked with police, detectives, and attorneys. They wrote to parole boards. They tracked hearings. They helped shape legislature. They made sure victims and their families were never forgotten.
I love that. Is that organization still current?
Yes.
And so we will provide the link to that.
Citizens Against Homicide has helped solve more than 20 cold cases. More than
That's right.
20 families finally got answers. And maybe that's the most powerful part of all of it. Jane lost so much, but she refused to let that be the end of her story. Instead, she made sure it was just the beginning of something that would help countless others. If you want to, oh, those look delicious.
They
If you
really
want
do.
to learn
It smells
more,
so
you
good.
can find information through Citizens Against Crime Homicide website.
We'll post that website in our show notes.
And if you're able to support them, know that your contributions help families facing the unimaginable search for justice, for answers, and for peace. Because in the end, this story isn't just about what was taken. It's about what one woman chose to do to build from it.
Yeah, exactly. She took her pain and turned it into something good.
Yes. And I've been on that
That's
Citizens Against Homicide website, and my mind is blown. They work with people across the country, and they do everything. They can help. They have advocates. They have people that can help you navigate, if where your son's murderer is in the system. Like what's his
What's
prison number?
Yeah, prison
What
update.
prison is he in?
And then you can set it up so that you get notifications anytime that prisoner is moved.
Yes. And like I said, they've put up rewards for information
Wow.
leading to an arrest. They've put up billboards to say, have you seen me? They've done so much work. And this is something that Jane built. This is something that Jane was like, I'm not getting the answers that I need. And this is what I need to do.
And that takes a lot of work for her to build that organization. It's not just like, oh, I've got a thought, now it exists. I mean, that's a lot of time. Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
It's got to go through. So Good on Jane.
I know. Jane has since passed, but she passed before Tom passed in 2010. But her legacy lives on strong. Jan, her friend Jan, whose daughter was murdered, is still head of that organization.
Okay.
Very involved in everything. And I love that they're in Washington trying to help make new laws and create legislature to help families who need the help when they've lost a loved one.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Wow. Well, that is a painful story that has a silver lining. So that's good. Okay. We're going to pause real quick, and then I'm going to come over and we're going to taste these cookies, 3 different kinds. It doesn't really look like it, but that's the plain one. That's the one with the castor sugar, and that's the one with the, powdered sugar. You know what I'm saying? Please hold.
And we're back.
Hello.
We've got these delicious cookies that we're going to try.
Yeah. So
I'm going to try the one with nothing first.
Okay. Me too. When I put it up to my mouth, my nose picks up that brown butter and vanilla scent.
That brown butter is so delicious and yummy. That is a delicious cookie.
This is such a simple little cookie, but I just got really good taste.
It does.
All right.
Now I'm going to do the castor sugar.
Me too. I can't really tell a difference. Can you?
It's a little sweeter.
Mm-hmm. And I don't get as much of the brown butter taste in it, which is weird.
Yeah.
Because I guess the sweetness is...
Cut it.
Yeah.
All right. And now the last crinkle. What a shame we had to try 3.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind that one.
That one's good.
Mm-hmm. I think it's
my
between
favorite is
the plain and the crinkle,
Mm-hmm.
but the plain is definitely my favorite.
Mine too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to eat all 3.
Oh, God, yeah. And then some.
Exactly.
That's a great recipe. So let us know if you want the recipe. You can send us a message on any of the social medias or email us. We really like to get email. What is that email address?
murder.sugarcoated@gmail.com.
Yeah. And we've got Facebook and we've got Instagram.
Yeah.
So if you get on there, you can message us through either one of those and let us know you want the recipe, because these are good.
They're delicious.
I think we're going to be making these and selling them at the this is wonderful.
Yes, indeed. It is.
All right, guys. Well,
we did it.
Listen, keep your head on a swivel because it's crazy out there.
Indeed. Yes.
But we do appreciate that you came for the baking
and stayed for the murder.
Yeah, we appreciate that. So,
and we hope that you will all stay sweet.
And don't murder.
Because if you kill people,
we're going to talk about you.
And it's not going to be good.
We're going to call you things like Som Tom.
Som Tom.
Yeah. And we're going to let people know how dumb you are.
And how dangerous it is.
How dangerous you could be.
You could be very dangerous out there.
All right, guys. Peace out. We love you. Bye. And stay tuned.
Have a
Come
good
back
week.
for the next episode. Bye.
This has been Sugar Coated Murder Podcast, a deliciously entertaining true crime podcast. Like what you heard? You can always explore past episodes by visiting sugarcoatedpod.com. Don't forget to like our Facebook fan page and share with friends. Thanks for listening to Sugar Coated Murder Podcast.